Hi everybody, welcome to Simon on the Sofa. Yes, it's me, and look where I am today. I'm in Portugal with this wonderful man, Daniele. Hey.
Hey man.
Hey.
Nice you're here.
Yes, nice. Thank you for taking a moment to sit with me. So I'm in a place called Cabrum, and in Portugal, exploring communities, and I've met this wonderful man in this wonderful community, and I asked him if he'd sit with me, as always, to have a open, transparent conversation. So I decided to start doing these conversations a slightly bit differently, where we just I just suggest that, I know you're already into this, so it's totally perfect, but it's a way that I want to start now is that we're opening like that sacred space, yeah, like a heart circle, like a sharing, so like between you and I there's a sharing, and then in that there's just a safety and also an honouring of you and I, and then also an opportunity for people to listen in to us from that space, that sort of heart-centered space. So rather than me sort of be here, because I've just had this lovely 3 or 4 days with you, and just go, I want to ask you loads of questions, it's nice just to check in with you and see how you're feeling this morning, and if there's anything that you want to talk about, or in this moment, you know, what's happening.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here with you. I'm happy to meet you guys. It's always nice to have exchange and interaction. There's nothing really specific. I'm just happy to let it flow as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, good. So, so I think what inspired me when I think meeting you and listening to you is that for me it's been an inspiration to meet somebody who's been living in, let's say, alternative communities, for nearly 20 years now, right? On and
10,
off.
15
years, yeah. And maybe it'd be nice just you share with people like what pulled you into that alternative, you know, that vision, that mission, or like what made you think, hey, I'm going to just go and, you know, explore living in a community that's not in the sort of common norm.
Yeah, what inspired me? Well, it started, I was really young. I was into partying and festivals and organizing events, you know, with my friends. We basically became a big family. We started living this family vibe, you know, of creating spaces and sharing time and also bringing something to the people. You know. We had something to share, something to show. We wanted to inspire the people around us. So it started with that, actually, with events. And slowly the family got to the point, yeah, we want to live community, you know, and preferably out, you know, out in nature, try to find sacred, untouched spaces, you know. And we started traveling. We came to Spain, Portugal, you know, South Europe, traveling with vans, still doing the festivals, visiting communities, getting inspired ourselves, no?
Same as me.
Yeah. So it was this first 3 years till I settled down in south of Portugal, no? With some people. It was just a little family in the beginning. Yeah, and slowly going into gardening, self-sustainability, you know, work the land, and learning and sharing a lot, you know, meeting many people. And then I moved into a community, about 20, 30 people. And they were already experienced, you know, they lived there already many years. Yeah, it was the idea basically to make something new, make something more pure and also more social connected. Imagine we were all coming from town, we were all living in our little apartments, you know, in our little existences, and we wanted to be more together, you know, more exchange, being more people, you know, together, more family,
more connection.
Yeah, more heart sharing, you know. That was the drive, because we're all very, you know, busy with our little lives out there, you know, and people share not enough. I think, you know, it's really important, you know. We give us something, you know, so much to give, no. Yeah.
And because, you know, Daniele is like super talented, yeah? You probably won't agree with this, but just so you know, I'm sitting by this clay oven, which we've eaten some phenomenal pizzas from. Like we had like 2 pizza parties. I've never even had pizza parties until now, you know, they were amazing. And he's actually made this himself. You can't see it all. I'll maybe show you a picture or capture some video. There's like a dragon on top, and it's not fully finished yet, but there's a few more stages. But you've self-taught this. It's like, because you do clay ovens, you're amazing in the garden, you understand permaculture. You know, you feel, because I think sometimes people are scared to go maybe into, you know, community because they might think they don't have the talent or the gifts, or they don't know what to do, you know. But you really are, you're hands-on, you're really exploring that. Yeah, you talk a little bit about how that came about, or was that from the out, you knew how to do this outside and then?
It's a bit of both, you know. I had a hippie mother. I grew up with a with an artist mother. No, she's a doer. She was a gardener, an artist. I was traveling with her also a lot of my childhood. I was with my mother traveling, also living communities and all this. She always inspired me a lot. She was giving me lots of confidence of do it yourself, you know. Whatever the teachers and the school and the system was trying to tell me, you know, and the fears and the insecurities, my mother was like, hey man, go for it, you know, you can do it.
Lovely.
So that was, thank you mama, thank you papa, you know. Yeah, they inspired me a lot, you know, and they gave me a lot of self-confidence. And yeah, I'm enthusiastic, I'm a doer, you know, I want to learn, I want to learn.
Yeah.
So whatever I've been going into that was inspiring me, I learned it very fast, you know. And when I came to Portugal, I met clay workers, you know, proper professional clay builders, which I lived with for some years. We started work together, and then yeah, made building sites, plastering houses, ovens, all this stuff. I went into the gardening. I wanted to be self-sustainable, eat healthy food, so I totally got hooked to the garden now and growing organic food. And I teach many of the things I teach myself, you know, through experiencing.
Yeah.
You know? I was just like, oh, let's try it out, you know, if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And of course, I also read some books, you know, and I exchanged with many gardeners and local farmers and all this, the old people from Portugal. They gave me lots of input. They did that for hundreds of years, you know, the past generations. Yeah, it's just about stepping in and doing it, you know.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can actually
Go wrong.
Yeah, go wrong, you know. It's just a learning curve, you know. Even if you fall on your nose, just stand up and keep going.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And like you said, there's a few communities close by, which there's that real essence of community and connection, where you said something lovely in one of the other communities you lived on, where, you know, everyone brought their skills, right, and they come together, and that was part of the community. Was it, how can we I can't remember the word you used, but how do you come together really logically and learn from each other, right? And each person takes what they're good at. Exactly. And brings that to the community. Yeah,
it's fusing our skills and crafts and everything we learned, you know. It's just bringing it together on a very open, creating an open platform for us to share these things. You kind of can call it also a bit of a system sometimes, you know, because we always tend to create a fundament, you know, something we can build something on. And this needs a bit of structure, sure. Yeah. That's a human thing, you know, to create a bit of a structure. But it helps to make things going, you know. If you keep the focus, you know, and you have a circle, you communicate. Communication is very important, you know.
Communication, transparent communication, guys.
That's it.
Yeah.
And through that, people manage to do incredible things, you know, in the most isolated places, you know, where things seems to be very hard, you know. People manage to build something up, you know. And yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, and you really attract the right people at the right time as well. Because you've travelled around, but you said something really lovely to me in one of our conversations, is just that almost like whatever somebody's looking for in this alternative, you know, because there's lots of people out there, a lot of people that watch the conversations that I talk, you know, the consciousness is changing, they're thinking alternatively, maybe conceptually, or they've read it in books, maybe seen it on documentaries or whatever, but taking that, you know, the plunge into that next step is often the thing that, you know, oh no, they want the safety of Babylon, the society, the monthly income, whatever it is, all of that sort of illusion. Whereas when we've come here and spent time with you and what you've pointed out to me is that there's communities for everyone, right? Because
Yes.
you know, for a while you just was in the mountain on your own, and then, you know, you felt, okay, I want to be more active, more people, and some people have got a community where they, you know, they're quite, you know, how did you describe it? They've got their single pods,
eremitic,
yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
it's I believe that's the way to go, you know, that's the way to be. Whatever people, whatever little different concepts there is, if people buy a land together or if everyone buys his own thing, people are more into gardening or more into therapies, you know. Yeah, it's to just do it, you know.
yeah,
It's really go beyond our fears and our insecurities. Because people that come here gets inspired, but like you're saying, you know, some have just theories in their head, you know, just pictures. And here people can be inspired and see, well, you can just do it, you know. Yeah, you can just go for it. There's nothing really. Just do it, you know. Yeah. And that's how I also got inspired, you know. The first years traveling, seeing the communities, you know, that's where I got lots of also more self-confidence. Okay, wow, they're doing that in that way. The compost toilets, you know, the eco constructions, the gardens, everything. So it's really happening, you know.
yeah.
Do it then.
Yeah, and you've also Daniele totally lives like that, because he shared a few things where you know, he's put something, or there's even been a system with the bins, right? And it's like the bins, we just put them there, and people forget, like they put them there. All of a sudden, the rats come. You're like, hey, that don't work. You know, we got to move it there. Or the toilet goes there, but it's bringing too much smell, so we've got to move things. And you're constantly moving, and I think sometimes people get a bit fixed. I don't know what your thoughts on this are, but sometimes people get a bit fixed on, like, it has to already be done, you know. I think we're sometimes a little bit, we take for granted, and because of maybe the society we grew up in, you know, we think like, oh, we've got to turn up and it's all done, whereas it's more about learning, isn't it? Just relearning how to live.
Yeah, I think if we would think like we're all little babies, you know, and everything you learn, imagine with the compost toilets and all this kind of stuff, you know, it's very dodgy thematics in between, because it's about health, it's about clean environments, you know. You have to be flexible. We have to be flexible. Look at our times, you know. Things are going totally wrong here and there, and on the other side too, you know, it's really a change going on, a transformation, you know. So we have to be open for this transformation, you know. We have to be flexible. I'm the only thing, I think, why I went so far also is because I'm a total improvisation artist, you know. I'm always like, okay, I have this and this and this and that, I bang it up, you know, and find an provisoric or improvising kind of a system or idea.
Yeah, using the resources.
But it's flexible, it's always flexible. I'm always there observing, you know. I try to keep my eyes open, you know, and observe the land, observe my work, you know, and make it better, you know, because it's never perfect, you know. It's times are changing, you know, the land is changing. The climate, the minds, everything, you know, is just to be open for the change, you know.
And you're originally from
Sardinia.
Sardinia.
It's an island part of Italy.
Yeah, and then you found yourself in Portugal for the last 15...
10, 11 years,
10, 11 years.
Been 10 years in Germany with my mother.
Yeah.
Traveling also, and
Amazing.
And, so I've been 10 years. I'm 33, so I've been 10 years here, 10 years there. More or less 10 years here.
Yeah. 33,
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and age is nothing really, because you know you've got a wealth of life experience. That's what I feel when I talk to you and listen to you. It's like I feel that also maybe you've even picked up your wisdom as well, just from all of that life experience. You know, being out there and so on, which I find inspiring. And I'm also inspired by not that you're so much younger than me, you know, but like just inspired by. You know, you're the next generation, you know, that are really out there and leading the way. And I know you're not advocating this is the way and you must go this way, but like that for me is really inspiring. So I think maybe because people are always watching this and they're like, they watch these conversations and they're inspired, and I have a little tribe of people out there that follow Simon on the Sofa. Maybe sometimes if I ask a question, like, just whatever pops up for you, you know, what would you say has been one of the most challenging times or experiences that, you know, that for you making that transition?
It's, I think, this project here, it's Cabrum. It's been the start of a young community with young families, with little children, coming from all over the world, different cultures, different ways of living. Basically starting a project, creating that fundament, the social aspect of that, you know, not necessarily cleaning the land and creating the environment, you know, and the infrastructure. That's something I've been learning for many years. It's something I'm into it. The social aspect is really this is the big challenge. You know? Imagine comes together families. We don't know each other, you know. We want to live together. We want to make schools and buildings and everything, you know. And we don't know each other. We just met here, you know.
Right.
So it's like, okay, that's you, you know. It's like, that's, I think, the most challenging thing. We've been going through all kinds of troubles, you know, and challenges and issues and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Personal and emotional.
It's a inner growth as an outer growth, you know. How the place is growing, how we are growing, you know. You have to be open for that. Really, you have to make this conscious decision in your life. You want to grow inside of yourself with the people around you, you know. You're open to let go of all the dramas, of the, you know, of the old patterns. Sort out your karmic story, you know. It's all about this, you know. And this is why also I came here. It wasn't because I want to make a garden. I could have done a garden anywhere.
Exactly.
You know? I came here because of that. Because I saw this is an open place, you know. The energy flows through here. There's always coming people, even tourists, people from wherever, you know. Not just young people interested in this way of life, you know. The locals, you know. It's really a big social interaction, you know. And not always easy, you know.
Because you're dealing with many factors as well, aren't you? Because how old is this? How old is this piece of land? This village that's now sort of run down.
It's been abandoned for 20 years.
20 years abandoned.
But the age of the village is almost unknown.
Yeah.
Because all the locals say this village is really, really old. It goes beyond. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. So you've got that mentality of the locals and the people that still own the land, and you're moving in, and you've got the new people coming in, and then, and like you said, you've got, because it's an open free flow, you've got so many different ideas and visions. Daniele shared something beautiful, which was when the community was feeling a little bit uneasy, and maybe they were going through some challenges on an interpersonal level. The people that were being attracted to the community were also coming from that vibration, weren't they? They were quite erratic and a little bit uncertain and unsure, and it was causing like some kind of crazy experiences within the community. But then when you guys come together and really like solidified and maybe unified even would be the word, and some different harmonies started to ripple out, didn't it?
Yeah. Get the clear vision, that was the thing. That's why the vision circle and the communication was so crucial, you know, for this place to work. We had to get together and have a focus and have a clear vision, you know, and as more we were holding together and we were trusting each other, it was also big work on building up trust towards each other, because like I'm saying, we didn't know us from the past. There's other examples, you know, like other communities where people know each other since many years, they get together, buy a piece of land, settle down, and you know, everything is kind of clear. They work good together. And here it was more to build that up, you know, and that confidence towards you and the people around you, and we're running this place together, you know. So if we don't want it to fall apart, you know, or get overrun by weird energies, and we have to hold together, you know. And it's the 3rd year now here, 3.5, and we're getting there, you know. It's really harmonizing. The first years was so chaotic, you know, between us, conflict, separation, you know, so much chaos and not healthy environment, and we're transforming that. It's really, we're getting there.
And but I'm proud of you as well, because it's a constant work on that, isn't it?
It's daily dedication. It's just like, you know, you make this clear decision and go for it, you know. Yeah.
I hear that totally. And then what was the I think I think that's amazing. I think unless there's like there's your dog as well.
Yeah, he did it.
Unless there's is there anything that you feel that you'd like to say? I mean, I love how you've answered this conversation, but is there anything that you feel you'd like to say to anybody that might listen in, that might be either thinking about starting a community or maybe even wanting to visit Cabrum, you know? It's like, you know, anything you'd like to throw, like a few words?
Yeah, I mean, we are a community. There's hundreds of these communities coming up, you know. We are very open for new people. I believe community can happen everywhere, anywhere, you know. There's like knock on the door of your neighbor, you know, and start to meet each other, you know,
and share.
Exactly. And there's so much beautiful things to share, and especially if you're living in a town in Babylon, call it like you want. You know, this place needs open-minded people. It needs all this consciousness, this open consciousness, you know. Make a garden with your neighbor, you know. Just dig a piece of land, you know, or celebrate, make music, you know.
Come together.
Go for holidays, you know, and search for these places, get inspired, you know. Hello. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. There's your son. Okay, awesome. Well, there you go. Some of the beautiful local people are arriving, and I just wanted to take a little moment here with Daniele. Here's his son. Here you come. Look at the camera. You're on camera now. That's it. You're around the world. This is the new up-and-coming generation. He's working on his communication. Yesterday he used some quite forceful techniques, but he's working on himself. So, thank you as always for tuning in and listening to Simon on the Sofa. I hope this has given you a little insight for those out there that are really, you know, thinking about maybe alternative ways of living. But I think how Daniele just ended this is more important for me. Is how do you build community within yourself? How do you bring community to the world that you're in now? If that's still in your office, at home, in your local town, village, community, start there. Start within yourself, start sharing, start knocking on the neighbours door. Ask people who are they really? Not just how's the weather, who are the people that you're living next to, you know? What are they up to? What are they about? What are their dreams and visions and aspirations? And that in itself can create this real bonded community wherever we are. So that's there for everybody to begin today, right? You don't need qualifications or go to university. That's just that's an innate knowing that we all have within us. So thank you as always. Thank you. I often ask for a hug.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for welcoming us, so beautifully and
very welcome.
and letting us stay. And if you happen to be passing by, then come and explore this beautiful community. Take care. Bye bye.
Boom boom.